yeah. I'm too sexy for this girl, too sexy for your girl, too sexy for this world, too sexy for this ice, too sexy for that jet, yeah, yeah. Okay, alright, that's fine. I'm too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame, yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that rap, too sexy for that jet, yeah, yeah.
Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle.
Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining. If money is such a problem, well they got matches. Think we should rob them. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. They're always complaining, always complaining.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shawl cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say money, oh we made it.
Baby, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely, huh? She says, baby, well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it.
I'm hard and buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it.
She says, baby,
this is how we do it.
she says, baby.
A carrot. Oh, please, that's an objectionable vegetable.
My dick cost a late night fee. Yo dick got the tweezer, dude.
I've been traveling on this road too long. Just trying to find my way back home. The old me is let it go, let it go. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, I'm more than some pretty face beside a train, and it's not easy to be me. And I've been traveling on this road too long, just trying to find my way back home. The old me is let it go to be me.
One shot. Did you capture it? Or just let it slip?
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality, oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity, choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up, that is he know. He won't have it, he knows. His whole back to these ropes, it don't matter, he's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stacked, but he knows when he goes back to this mobile home, that's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't pass. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss a chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself.
Bobby is free.
Bitch, I'm stylish. Black top, big t-shirt, really ice. Watch on my wrist, but I want that dice. Niggas talk crazy when I pull up in sight. Mile high, run that shit back, bitch, I'm stylish. Black top, big t-shirt, really ice. Watch on my wrist, but I want that dice. Niggas talk crazy when I pull up in sight. Hey, mile high, fuck up, hey.
I won't let your love ever go to waste. I won't ever do that to you. You're always the start of my better days. Your gravity is pulling me through. And tell me that you know that. Tell me that you know that. Know that. I can't change the way that I feel for you. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Hope this don't ever change. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I took the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight.
Baby, calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me no, oh. Baby, come give me your lo. Baby, calm down.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. No matter where I go, I know where I came from.
Feel like I'm in Prince's house, put plate on the walls, Sitting down on this fancy couch and I can't see straight on the state, 22, I'm in Paris, baby, got strippers' tits in my face, Roll up in a Bentley, I'm a Christian, I'm Bentley, I'm a pride.
So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock I go hard in the motherfucking paint, nigga. Then you stank it, nigga. What the fuck you thinking, nigga? I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I said. Front yard, broad day with the SK. I go hard in the motherfucking paint, nigga. Then you stank it, nigga. What the fuck you thinking, nigga? I won't die for this shit or what the fuck I said. Front yard, broad day with the SK.
These words of my own, got my heart filled. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. There's no other way to better say I love you. But you've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. These words are my own, got my heart filled. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. There's no other way to better say I love you. But you gotta make your own kind of music. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
I think I'm looking forward to cracking up.
I come back, I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go Houdini. I come back, I go. Prove you got the right to please me. Everybody knows. Catch me or I go Houdini.
If you wanna go and take a ride with me, get ready when you're in the four with the go-sees. Oh, ride, get slow. If you wanna go and get high with me, smoke it out in the back of the Benzie. Oh, ride, stop it, get slow. And I will do it for you. Baby, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. For you. You will never sleep alone. I'll love you long after you're gone.
Bitch on them, baby. Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as I nut, you can come leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed. Me and my dog going off the way. When you living like this, they supposed to have. Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as I nut, you can come leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed. Me and my dog going off the way. When you living like this, they supposed to have.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you will. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you will.
One beer turns into a lit cigarette, burning into a 2-beer buzz. 3 beers turns into 5, then 6, then a love drunk kiss in the back of that truck. Just like that, everything rearranges. Life changes out of the blues. Just a Bud Light, but ain't it funny what one beer can turn into? We were meant to love for so much more. And we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside. Somewhere we live inside. We were meant to live for so much more. And we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside. Somewhere we live inside. Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor. Ooh, oh, I gotta cool her down. She won't bring the roof to ground on the dance floor. Ooh, oh.
Who is my life? Don't you forget. It's my life. It never ends. She's fire burning on the dance floor.
Who is my love?
Fire burning on the dance
It
floor.
never ends. Who is my love?
Somebody call 911.
Oh, I can hear 'em playing. I can hear the ringing of a beatable guitar. Oh, I can hear 'em singing. Keep on dreaming, even if it breaks your heart.
I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' trust me anyway. So whatever, I'll be up a bit away, cause they me and they'll trust me anyway. So whatever.
Oh, I can hear 'em playing. I can hear the ringing of a beatable guitar.
I'll be up a bit away, cause they gon' trust me anyway.
My favorite type of weed was cocaine.
Where is my mind? 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 Where is my mind?
So I miss him some nights when I'm feeling depressed. Till I remember every time he made a pass on my friend. Do I love him? Do I hate him? I guess it's up and down. If I had to choose, I would say it right now.
Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in words unspoken, live your life without
Pains me to see. So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market.
I'll be single soon. I know we'll be up next when I break the news. But I'll be single soon. I'll be single soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, woo! Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is here excited, getting ready for a great day ahead. It's always
It's always just an incredible blessing to be here with you guys every single morning, waking up, trading the stock market, going over absolutely everything with you. Today, we're getting closer and closer and closer. Day by day, we are getting ready to go with the Federal Reserve. Seeing Jerome Powell come on out, mink coat, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, getting ready to again give a massive announcement out there. So traders, what do we have coming on up here today? Today is a big day. Today could be a start of an awesome swing trade. Today could be a day that we start coming up towards record highs. Today could just be a normal day trade. We jump in, ride some nice momentum, see if we got to pop back on up. So team, what do we really have about today? We have so much to break on down. So let's talk about it all. Let's talk about it all. Make sure every single person has an understanding of what we actually want to look at this day. So I'm going to turn off the music here because we only have about 18 minutes to go over everything, and it's just going to be so much information here. So, little heads on up, penny stock wise, STAF is getting some hype, and GDC is the number one play that I would be focusing on. But we'll go over everything right now. Head on over to Fox Runner, go ahead and click news alerts. And once you guys click news alerts right here, we will be all set, ready to go, diving into absolutely everything that we need to go over. So, traders, what do we really have on this day? What are we going to be focusing on? Right now, again, the pictures are loading on up. But let's just start right here with inflation data. This inflation data is going to be absolutely crucial for us. So we want to learn what is going to be said at the upcoming Jerome Powell meeting. For anyone who does not know, I'm going to start fresh. Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. When he speaks at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, it is one of the biggest meetings of the summer. We usually see strong, rapid moves up or huge cracks all the way back on down. But you guys have to know what he is referring to when he's talking about the market. So as you guys can see right here, it says inflation data, everything you need to know. So it says, let's break down the current inflation rates right now. It says the current annual inflation rate is 2.9%, the lowest since March of 2021. Prices are still up 20.9% more expensive since the pandemic induced the recession back in 2020, with just 6% of nearly 400 items of the Bureau of Labor Statistics tracked cheaper today. With inflation nearing the Federal Reserve 2% target and the jobs market slowing, officials look to increasingly likely to soon begin cutting rates. So, highlights of the latest stats on inflation. Overall inflation in July is 2.9%, down from 3% in June. Core prices excluded 3.2%, food prices 2.2%, and you could read through this a little bit more. You can see right here the S&P 500, the SPY, the Feds right now want to wait until inflation is at 2% to start cutting rates. Right now it's at 2.9%. So are we cutting too early? That's what we want to be asking ourselves. Is Jerome Powell, is there any way that tomorrow at 2 p.m. Jerome Powell says we're not cutting rates in September, we're going to cut them in November? Why would he do that? Well, guys, our Fed goal is 2%. That's where we want to see. That's where we want to be getting towards. That is our overall target. Well, right now, are we at 2%? No, we are at 2.9%. So the biggest fear that the Federal Reserve has is that they're going to cut rates. Everyone's going to get so excited. They're going to start buying everything nonstop. And then guess what's going to happen? Inflation's going to pop right back on up. We talked about this yesterday. But the reason why inflation is coming on down is because everything is so expensive. Now, when everything is so expensive, people don't want to take out house mortgages, don't want to take out car loans, don't want to be spending those big amounts of money. So everyone's sitting back. But what do you think is going to happen when Jerome Powell starts saying, hey guys, let's start cutting rates? People are going to come flying back into the market. People are going to say, yes, I want to buy this home, this house, this car, this, taking out loans because now it's cheaper. It's the first time it's been cheaper in the last 2.5 years. Hey, little sign up, guys. If you guys are here right now watching, I want to see everyone in the chat room. Wake up! I need to see some energy in the chat room right now. Smash that thumbs up right now. Give it a like. Give me a good old Dekmar trades. Ahoo! Because I want to see some enthusiasm coming through this market right now. So, that's what the big issue is going in with coming up forward. Jerome Powell, people are going to be mad at him like no matter what. He's in a position where people always say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done this. We know that inflation at this time is fading and falling. And the reason why inflation is fading and falling is because people are not spending. Why are people not spending? Because prices of items are extremely high. Now, what's the biggest issue at this moment though? The biggest issue is there are a lot of layoffs. Layoffs are coming in hot right now. People are getting fired left and right from their job. Now, why are people getting fired left and right from their job? Well, because things are so expensive. So if things are so expensive, companies have to say, hey, I'm sorry, I got to let you go. I got to let you go. I don't want to let you go, but it just comes on down to the company. We just don't have another $60,000 that we can put you on a salary for. So a lot of people are getting let off their job, which again, Jerome Powell has to think about. Jerome Powell says, all right, hold on. I have to help the American people. The American people, they need to keep jobs. They need to keep jobs because if they lose jobs, they can't even afford to live in this economy. So we need to, again, find that balance. But if we cut interest rates too early, that's going to lead to, again, inflation spiking right back on up. Now I'm going to be in trouble. So basically, we have two options here. Either we don't cut interest rates, we make everything expensive as it's been, very expensive on up, people start losing their jobs, and at some point, guess what? We wait too long, it drops into a recession. That's, again, the negative. The good thing, or the other negative, would be if all of a sudden we cut interest rates too early, everyone starts buying and spending because they're so happy, and now inflation goes right back up to 4%, 5%, and we have to go over the whole entire cycle all over again. So, really, what's the answer here? That's a very tricky thing. Inflation's back to its lowest level since March of 2021. You can see the Fed's 2% goal. Inflation is back to a 3-year low at this moment. The Federal's preserved PCE data showing that we are getting a nice drop at this time. And we can see food, energy, and goods drove inflation when price targets surged coming out of the pandemic. Today, the biggest problem remains motor vehicle insurance and shelter. So you could see, traders, what we have. Now, this brings us to a different point. This brings us to a different point here, traders, is that we know, every single person knows, homes have been extremely expensive, haven't they? We know that a lot of people were saying, hey, interest rates are so low back in 2021 that we are going to, again, push housing prices all the way up to highs because so many people wanted to buy a house. Every single person was here saying, I want to buy a home, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house. And then you know what? When interest rates start getting higher and higher and higher, it was weird. We didn't see home prices drop, did we? Not really. Home prices basically just stabilized at 2021 prices. Now, what's another big fear coming on up? Guys, we already have home prices so expensive. Home prices are way up there. Now, what's going to happen most likely in September? When Jerome Powell says, hey, 0.25% interest rate cut, this whole entire group of people are now going to say, yes, I'm going to now be able to start affording a home. And guess what's going to go up to home prices? Home prices are going to skyrocket even higher coming up in the next year or so. As Jerome Powell starts cutting rates, more people are going to say, now I can afford a home. But now there's more competition. Now you're going to have people bidding on these houses. So I know what we thought. We know that, again, 2020, you got the perfect time for a home if you got in with, again, low interest rates before, again, the very big spike. Then the very big spike happened and people said, just wait it on out. Guess what? Interest rates are going to be high. Housing prices are going to come on down. But there wasn't any supply. There's not a lot of supply. There's a ton of demand. So home prices just stabilized. Now we're going to cut interest rates. And now everyone's going to say, oh yeah, I want a house now. I want to compete now. And now we're just going to have this level go up even higher. Unfortunately, home prices are not going to be coming on down anytime. If anything, home prices are going to be going up towards new highs, probably within 2025. So that's just something that, you need to understand, that it's home pricing right here is just going to continue to spike. So that's giving us a great idea, understanding about inflation and where we are currently at. Now let's see what we have right here over on Jerome Powell. It says Jerome Powell takes the stage tomorrow in Jackson Hole. All eyes are on Jerome Powell as he prepares to likely cut interest rates by 0.25%. The Federal Reserve gathers Thursday and Friday in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for its annual summer research analysis. With markets waiting for Chairman Jerome Powell's closing speech, where he's expected to provide details on the central bank's plan to lower interest rate. A cut of 25 basis points or potentially more is widely predicted when the Fed's next meets in September. While the Powell is unlikely to provide specifics, it's expected that he will say the risks from inflation have receded and the labor market is closer to normal. The two should provide the central bank with the confidence to bring interest rates down from the highest levels in 2 decades. So traders, again, what's the biggest fear? The biggest fear is that he is going to be dropping clues that we're going to be cutting interest rates, and everyone starts going crazy and starts spending and start buying, and everyone starts getting excited, and then inflation just moves itself back on up. So the Fed should be cutting rates in September. This would be the first time since 2020. The Fed began raising rates in March 22 after, again, the pandemic happened. You could see what a few other major news outlets are predicting. There, again, CNN, Goldman Sachs, Investopedia, Quartz, all leaning towards that we are going to be having these interest rates be cut, stated tomorrow, or basically giving us an idea that they will be happening tomorrow. So you guys are all ready to rock and roll. Now, let's keep on going up a little bit higher here. Is there anything else that we really need to be on top of? Well, we just went over Jerome Powell. We just went over inflation. Now let's take a look over on the S&P 500 chart. The S&P 500 chart. Now yesterday, team, I went into full detail about a potential game plan over on the S&P 500. What I honestly think the S&P 500 is going to do, and I know some people are already in, is I think it's going to be buy the rumor, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what we thought. And that was the same exact thing on Fox Runner. We can go back to yesterday over on Fox Runner. Let's go back to August 21st. Click done, because this was great. It was our prediction here. We at Fox Runner believe that this is going to be a case of buy the rumor, sell the news. Let's break down this so you can easier understand it. What is the rumor? The rumor is once Jerome Powell cuts rates, we will see the market explode to new heights as finally rate cuts are here. That's the rumor of that's the rumor going on. That's the idea. When we cut rates, the market should explode to highs. When we cut rates, the market should shoot all the way on up. The market should go all the way higher and higher and higher. That's the rumor that everyone believes. What is our expectation? Our expectation is we believe we see a strong move up until Jerome Powell speaks or until rate cuts actually happen because of the excitement of the hype. But once actual rate cuts happen mid-September, that's when I think we start turning and start falling back on down. So I do think that we are going to get a very big drop once rate cuts happen. I think that it's going to be excitement and hype and movement towards the upside and people saying, yes, yes, yes. And we get a huge rip and run, but it's the buy the rumor, sell the news type of deal. People get excited about what's going to happen. And once it does happen, it again leads to a reversal. We can think about different examples, such as, when we had the Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin's going to go up to 100,000 when the ETF comes on out. Huge institutions getting into it. Guess what? It fell, right? So it's like, that's just like a small example, but it's the same exact idea. I said yesterday, hey, I think we go up on Wednesday. I think we go up on Thursday. I think we go up on Friday. And then again, we could sell and, take our gains. There is potential that we move all the way on up till mid-September. And then again, I think we get that sell-off. But the thing is, traders, this was the big idea that traders were really focusing on and people are really looking at. So what we have right here is obviously we have to understand what inflation is, where it's at 2.9%, and what we're expecting out of Jerome Powell to be saying tomorrow, because that is going to be absolutely huge for us. Okay, he speaks at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that is the idea. Buy the rumor, sell the news. If you guys jumped in on the S&P 500 from last night, we are still pushing ourselves on up. And as you guys know, we have room to run on up here towards around 565. Now, I will say 563.50 is going to be strong resistance right at the start of the day. So watch for a dollar spike, I think, right at the start of the day. And then I think 563.50 is where we're going to turn back on down. If we, again, take a look over here, this is the record high. That's the record high right there. 565 right off the rip. I think we're going to spike right at the start of the day, right up towards this top. 563.50, 563.50, 563.50, 563.50. See how we have a top right here, a top right here, a top right here, and then we get the sell-off, right? So that's kind of more the idea that I'm at. Top, 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 looking for that sell-off and drop. So absolutely, if you want to, right at the start of the day, and I'm thinking about just a nice little morning trade, start on off, has some good momentum, spike up towards, again, 563.50, and then let's see if this thing could be able to 563.50, touch it, and then you can get some sort of reversal. Maybe do some calls to the upside until that area, then maybe a little bit of a put, and then again, spiking back on up towards those record highs. That's going to be the main idea that I want you guys focusing on. As for, I do want to go over some other plays here, GDC. GDC is the #1 penny stock I want you guys watching today. I believe it's considered the #2 top gainer. It's actually right now the #3 top gainer, but GDC is a play that the majority of traders are focusing on. So GDC right here, team, it's almost stupid on why the stock is up. STAF kind of just moving sideways. AIRI, not bad, moving on up, but I wanted to go over GDC here. GDC It says the number one top gainer of yesterday is now up 72% on the day after GDC launches a TikTok account. Guys, why is this good news? Right? It's like GDC, if you think about this, GDC gained 127% yesterday and is now up over 80% from essentially opening up a TikTok account. Any company could do this, right? When we break this news down, there's actually no value here. Any company at any time could open up a TikTok account. So this stock is spiking so hard because it's opened a TikTok account. Guys, how tough is that? Write your email and create a password. Boom. But the stock has spiked now 200% in 24 hours. So what does it say here? It says, what we will say though is GDC's chart pattern is set up perfectly for a breakout. So it's GDC. I understand that this news is garbage, but at the same time, the chart pattern is perfect. And it really comes on down to the daily chart here. The daily chart over on GDC, what do we have? Number one, all three major indicators, 50-day, 200-day, 20 exponential, are all lined up perfectly near the same price. This means once GDC broke above these levels, we saw a strong bullish move. So you can basically see like how we have like one big squeeze. It's like one big squeeze pattern, one big squeeze setup that once we broke this area, boink, look what happened. We had that nice rip and run. The stock was at all-time lows in April, and ever since then, it's been building on up. So we were at all-time lows in April, and then it's been building higher lows ever since. Now we got that big-time squeeze, so it was oversold. And while it's not considered very low, GDC still has a rather low float of, again, 11 million. So when we put these reasons together, low float, great chart setup, and a break to the bullish side, buying momentum just took on over. So it's a stupid press release, but buying momentum took on over because of the chart pattern, because again, it has a lower float, because the stock definitely has some sort of attention behind it. So those were the things about GDC. And again, GDC is having a large gap up all the way up here, might keep on going right at the start of the day. So that's one of the top plays that I know shorters are going to be looking at. That's going to be one of the top plays again, buyers are going to be looking at. Let's get ourselves prepared on this day. Let's see where this momentum is going to take us. Let's get ourselves all set, ready to rock and roll, and see what we have coming on up here, because this market, again, already starting off with a little bit of momentum. You know, we have SPY, again, 563.50 is going to be our target. We can go let's just put on a VWAP indicator, see again where that VWAP's at. VWAP is back on down towards around the 562 area. If we get a little bit of a bounce play right at the start of the day, think about a possible quick entry right off the rip as well, to see if I can be able to get filled and be able to make some money. So we are going to have at this time, for myself, market opens up in the next 30 seconds, okay? So at this moment, traders, market opens up in 25 seconds. I'm going to be looking at SPX, today's expiration. Going to be having a little bit of a gap up, most likely up towards around 5,635, probably 5,640. Call contracts, market order, 2 contracts, getting ready to go when this market opens on up. I'm thinking about just jumping in over on this play, trying to make a couple quick dollars right off the rip here. So we will be watching this over on SPY, because if this thing can get a little bit of a pullback, I think it could spike right on up towards 563.75. Here comes a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if this one is going to be able to get that rip and run. 562.10 area, look to be able to pull the trigger. Why would I pull the trigger? Because that's going to be back on down towards the VWAP. So maybe a little bit of a pullback and then spike on up plus 563. Trying to make a little bit of money right at the start of the day. Trying to, again, rip this thing right on up. Guys, we're already starting to get a little bit of that positive momentum. We did not come all the way back on down, but this thing is already starting to spike here slightly as we are pushing up towards, again, that 563. We have room to go up towards 563.75. Traders, guys, I'm going to jump in right here over on, again, SPX and just try to run with this momentum, try to get this play up towards, again, that 563.75 area. So I'm just going to do 2 contracts. It's only a $2,400 investment. It's not anything massive, but I do know that we've had strong momentum. We have Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. We have a lot of hype and action, and I just want to see if this thing can spike on up to 563.40, 563.50. So there's 563. Let's see if we can keep on ripping and running here right at the start of the day. So 563 already, again, getting a little bit of a couple touches here and there. If we can smash through that 563, we are going to run on up, switch on over to a 60-minute time frame. 60-minute time frame, scroll on back right here. The target over on this play are these highs. This high right here, that's going to be at 563.75. This high right here, 563.75. This high up here, 563.75. This breakout, 563.75. So 563.75 is our target that we're looking at. So can we be able to squeeze through this area, get a little bit of a pop, get a little bit of a climb, move ourselves on up through that 563 area is the goal. So I did just get one trade in real quick. Watching again 2 contracts, seeing if this thing is going to be able to pop on up and break that 563 area, and then be able to just keep going with this momentum. First trade of the day within the first 30 seconds of the day. A little bit of a pullback. Right now, again, I'm sitting with a $140 win. Looking to see if we can still get some hype. Right now, we got a little bit of a drop back on down. Still sitting with about $120 in gains. Above 563, though, is where, again, we start making some good money. It's only a $2,000 investment. And this is the thing, guys. We're looking to run off this, very quick early momentum. So we want to see that 563 break. We got a high of the day of 563.05. Looking to smash through that. And again, our ultimate target is going to be 563.75. But the thing is, probably more realistically, be a 563.30, 563.40 area. So far, we're up again 0.42%. We have 563.05 still holding up as a tough little resistance line. Can take profits if you're happy with them, somewhere up towards around this 563 area. We could not break through that 563.05 mark just yet. Oh, sorry. Again, let me correct that as well. Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you for the heads on up. So Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that is going to be even better. That's awesome. I'm happy it's 10 a.m. and not 2 p.m. So 10 a.m. tomorrow is when Jerome Powell speaks. Thank you for the heads up, Zach. I will, again, make sure I have all corrections on that so that we're all set, ready to go. Guys, we're still looking for this 563 break. 563.05 main resistance area. 563.05 main resistance area, looking to smack through it. So we're still right next to that mark. We're currently up $200 at this moment, but we have not been able to smash through that 563.05. That's been holding up as our top. Again, our goal, our target is, again, 563.40, 563.75. That is going to be our main target area that we are focused on still. So can we be able to get this momentum towards the upside? Can we be able to get that breakout? I'm going to give it maybe one more test to be able to break through 563. If it can't break through 563, let's just take $100 and be happy with it, So it just kind of comes on down to, we're giving it our chances, we're giving it our shots, we're giving it our opportunities. If we can't break 563, let's take a few $100 kicking on off and be happy with that. Right now, here comes our potential U-shape pattern. If we are going to get a breakout, it should be happening right now. If we are going to get a breakout, it's going to be happening very soon. If we aren't going to get our breakout, let's take our gains and move on. So we're up 210, 220, 250, 280. Here comes 563 again, hitting the highs right here. This is the highs right here, team, we want to be able to smash through. Right now, we are up about 13% on our investment, and we are hitting a new high right now. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Now let's keep on going, up $380. Let's see if we can keep on pushing here. We got up to, 563.15. Large upper shadow at this moment. I'm going to take my gains and just start off my day with $240. So again, starting off my day with $240 in the bank. I will start with that. That's not a bad way to kick things on off right here. So, good job, good work. Over on, again, the S&P 500. Dek, why'd you take your gains? We were starting to spike, and then we came right back underneath 563. We were starting to rip, and then we came back on down. I want to see continuation. I want to see a big-time breakout. I want to see a big-time rip. I want to see a big-time run. So the thing is, we'll take $240 right off the start. We'll take $240 right off the rip right here. We wanted a little bit more. We had a good idea, though. We know that we have a lot of hype. We know that we have a lot of attention. We know that we have a lot of, action here. So I want to make sure that we are all set. So we're all good. How's everyone feeling today? Everyone excited? Everyone, again, ready to rock and roll? Everyone feeling good here? Right now, team S&P 500, a little bit of a drop. Got that upper shadow there. So we are all set, ready to rock and roll. Right now, again, all I have is that $240 profit. But hey, making $240 in 5 minutes of work isn't too shabby, But obviously, we want to make some more. We want to make some more gains. We want to push, $2,000 today if we can. That's obviously going to be our main goal. That's going to be our main focus here. Pushing again $240. See if this play is going to be able to get any sort of hype and momentum. Keep on spiking. It's all the S&P 500 here. STAF. Watching this over on STAF. AIRI. SPY right now working its way back on up. SPY still going for a little bit of that rip and run. So that's been a pretty hot one. Traders, as I said yesterday as well, and you can look at it over here. There was a little bit, I was doing some crazy research last night, guys. I was doing some crazy research, okay? So just a little heads on up, team. This was something that I contributed to. Just a little heads on up. I don't write everything over on Fox Runner, but I did write over on this one over on Fox Runner. Now, you might have seen right here, I went into a dark, deep hole last night, okay? I really did. For anyone who does not know, I tweeted this on out. I said, oh man, I'm falling into a rabbit hole of space stocks right now, and I can't stop. I am in too deep. I'm 3 hours into space stocks and how they are the next big thing. I'm going to be up until 2 a.m. at this rate. So traders, last night, for anyone who does not know, I was in the deepest rabbit hole of, again, learning about the next space exploration stocks. Team, have you seen this? It's crazy right here. But look at this. Space stocks are hot, and they may blast off soon. Everyone wishes they could be in early on the next big thing. We wish we bought in on 2012 on Bitcoin. We wish we bought in on Tesla in 2019. We wish we bought in on Nvidia back in 2021. Now traders are asking themselves, what is the next big hype investment? Well, guys, Reddit. Every single person, just go to Reddit right now. Every single person is talking about space exploration stocks. From time to time, we like to explore different sites, communities, and message boards. This could be from learning the current excitement in cryptocurrency to traders explaining why XYZ is going to be the next big runner. While most of it is fluff, we can all agree that Reddit right now is buzzing with space exploration. So the first stock to blast on off here has been ASTS. This stock, for anyone who does not know, is up 651% year to date and up 866% in the past 12 months. So if you guys have not seen ASTS, take a look at this. This is not just one quick little spike. ASTS has now been spiking since March, and it's gone up, and the next week it's gone up, and it's gone up the next month, and the next month it's gone on up, and the next month it's gone on up, and now again into August it's going on up. Traders, space exploration right now is starting to get hot. It's starting to get really hot. And people are starting to talk about it. Now, this is the first kind of like nice spike. Now, the thing is, whenever a stock goes straight up, straight back down, it's usually garbage. But this has been a spiker on month 1, spiker on month 2, spiker on month 3, spiker on month 4. Now, when we say the word space exploration as well, people again fall into the trap of, no, technology is not there for us to go into different galaxies and be able to again find new elements in the universe. That's not what we're talking about. When we're talking about more of space, we're talking about more again just sending satellites up into orbit. So for anyone who does not know, listen to these facts here. There are currently 8,000 orbits or 8,000 satellites that are in space. Within the next 3 years, they are planning on sending 50,000 satellites into space. So, where is there going to be a lot of profit? There's going to be a lot of profit. There's going to be a lot of money with, again, companies that are, again, sending satellites into space. That means, again, rockets, propulsions, creating satellites, whatever it may be. There's currently 8,000. They're sending 50,000 within the next 3 years. ASTS is, for anyone who does not know, is a company that is building, that has satellites where no matter where you go, you're going to have service. No matter where you are in the world, you'll have service. And that's what ASTS is doing at this time. So people are very excited about it. It has a lot of fire on Reddit. It's almost like the next meme play, but also again, GameStop-y play, but also kind of like a Nvidia type of play. And no matter what you think about, the next possible trend here, what I will say is you can't argue with results. This play has been holding its gains for the last 5 months. This play is now up 833%. This play at this time is still again spiking higher and higher and higher. So, with these gains, let's see here. Currently, for those who invested $10,000 at the open, I've seen their positions rise about 33,000 in August here. So again, we are seeing, massive risk, massive move on up. So ASTS breakdown, 4 months of consistent spiking. This stock is now up 651% year to date and 866% in the past 12 months. $50 target, the number one play talked about on Reddit, high risk, high reward. You guys can see all the hype over here. So literally guys, if you just ever want to go over to, if you just want to go over towards, wherever, Wall Street Bets, anything, everyone right now, like this is over on Wall Street Bets right here. Wall Street Bets. ASTS is actually going to make money. Load up now. Like this, people have been talking 935, 16 million people are part of this. 16 million people are a part of this. You could see this came out 3 months ago. 3 months ago, this came on out. Everyone load up over on ASTS. This is going to make you loads of money. The current price at that time was $403. Price target $318 plus 7,800%. All right. So when they were again posting this over on Wall Street Bets, it was at $4.03. Right now, as we can see, ASTS is at $35. It's funny to go through the comments right now and see again everyone saying, how much money they're up from then. To see like all these people being like, oh my goodness, I'm up so much, coming back to this, checking this on out. So this is the number one play over on Wall Street Bets right now. And if you go through Wall Street Bets at this time, every single person is just talking about 3 year. Look at ASTS. This is the first thing. All I did is click Wall Street Bets homepage. ASTS is the top one, up $23,000 right here, right? So it's just we are going through. Everyone's still looking over on ASTS, space stock, space exploration. So again, could this be something? Sure. Guess what, guys? We have Starlink with Tesla. We have SpaceX coming on up. People, again, love Rocket Labs. People love these plays. So over on Fox Runner as well, traders, there are a ton of different plays. So other space stocks to watch. Now, if you're saying, Dek, what is your favorite space stock? What is satellite stock, space exploration stock, whatever it may be, right? And again, please, listen to this, guys, because there was a time, and I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. There was a time that I said, that is stupid. This is stupid. I told my friend in 2012, when he told me to buy Bitcoin at 20 cents. He told me to buy Bitcoin at 20 cents in 2012. I said, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I was a senior at high school in 2012, 15 years ago, 14 years ago, whatever. And I said, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And guess what? It turned people into 100 millionaires. And guess what? I remember seeing NFTs come on out. And NFTs, and every single person was like, oh, NFTs, this is so stupid, this is so stupid. And someone said, Dek, buy a Bored Ape for $4,000. You're telling me you want me to buy a picture of a monkey for $4,000? 6 months later, they were going for $1 million. I don't care how stupid something sounds at first. It comes on down to, if it's making people money, it's not stupid. So the thing is, I was looking into this last night. I was up till like 3 a.m. looking into, what is, coming on up here. What could, these space plays be? And with, again, Elon and all these satellites going on up. So don't even think about it as space exploration. Think about it more as like satellites, getting sent on up. So really, my favorite one, I think, is RDW. Now, again, why is RDW probably my favorite one? And the reason why I like RDW is because, number one, it's been on a slow and consistent climb for the last, again, few months. It's not, again, a pump and dump. It's just a slow and consistent climb. And what I like about this, guys, is that they are the pick and shovel. Now, what does that mean? Now, let me ask you guys one question. Why did NVIDIA go on a crazy spike? They weren't trying to form AI, were they? They weren't making AI. They made chips for you to make AI, right? We've gone over this a million times. Hey guys, you want to make a ton of money in the market? Hey, you want to make AI? AI, buy our chips. Guys, what does RDW do? RDW makes the components for engines, makes the components for satellites, makes the components for rockets. So let's say, again, all of a sudden space exploration gets big. Let's say all of a sudden, rockets become big. Let's say all of a sudden, satellites, sending 50,000 more satellites up in the air, that gets big. I don't want to try to pick what's going to be the best space one. I'm not going to try to pick what's the best rocket one. Is it SpaceX? Is it Rocket Labs? Is it that? I want to pick the one that creates, again, the supply, gives the shovels out. I don't know what's going to be the best AI company in the world, but I know NVIDIA, who makes again the chips, was able to benefit the most. I'm going to go with the company that I believe that is creating the products so other people can actually go out and explore. Hey, if all of a sudden the space hype picks on up and all of a sudden the general public starts figuring about it and people start loving and loving and loving and loving and loving it, well then guess what? I want to be part of the company that is saying, hey, they're making the products for you guys to do it. Maybe you guys do great, maybe you guys fail, maybe you guys do this or that, but you know what? We have again the products for it. So that's really where the money's at. The money during the gold rush isn't again going out there and trying to dig in the ground and find gold. That's not where again the money's at. The money for the gold rush was the guy that says, I have a ton of shovels, who wants to get rich? That's where again the money was at. NVDA, hey, you want to get rich? AI. You want to get rich? You got to send satellites up into space. Hey, RDW. So like that's kind of what I was thinking about, thinking about it that way. Reddit's other favorite play is RKLB. Everyone loves this play right now, RKLB, Rocket Labs. If that thing starts spiking probably above 750, that can get hype. And then ASTS is the one that's, the kind of like setting the tone right now, where every single person is spiking and starting to get crazy right there. So you guys can see, the ideas of what everyone, what you guys want to be focusing on for those type of plays. So, hey, if that sounds, something interesting to you, you guys can go ahead, check all this information on out. And again, this is all over on Fox Runner, everything that we've gone over this morning. So again, just click the news alerts tab and you'll have all that information so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, which is absolutely awesome. Absolutely great. So let's get back over to the S&P 500 at this time. S&P 500 starting to get a little bit weaker. Not anything that we are missing at this moment. Everything is good to go at this time. Absolutely loving it, baby. Great work so far. So S&P 500, let's just stay alive, stay working, and stay ready. You guys also probably saw a quick little side note. You guys probably saw yesterday in some emails that there is a brand new update on, I forget what date it was. I think it was like September 15th over towards Fox Runner with, again, the politician data. So every single government official is going to have to put out what they're doing, and you will be able to track every single government official and again have their entire portfolio, what they're buying, what they're selling, see their entire portfolio. And then you can also click favorite, and every time they buy or sell, you'll get alerted on it. So you'll get a notification on every single time your favorite government official buys or sells. So that's the next big update coming over on Fox Runner. A little heads on up, comes out September 15th, where you will be able to see every single government official. You could track their trades and be alerted on when they again buy and sell. You could see again who's buying, who's selling, who's the top government officials, all that stuff. Really cool, coming on up. So again, don't miss out on that. That's going to be awesome. So let's get ready to rock here. S&P 500 still getting a little bit weaker. GDC getting a little bit of a fade and drop all the way back on down. Andreas, when do you think RDW will pop off? I can't give you an answer. I have no idea. Do I think it's going to be within the next few weeks? No. Do I think it's going to be in the next few months? Potentially. Do I think it'll be within the next few years? Yes. So I cannot, it's not, oh, Dek, what the heck? It's, last week you told me RDW was going to spike. I don't think RDW's, I think it'll be a slow, consistent up, down for, the next few years, until maybe it catches hype and maybe it gets a big time spike. But it really just comes on down to, you take a look over on ASTS. Guess what? That play's finally catching some hype, catching some fire. So we'll see what happens with the space trend over the next few months into 2025. See what we get. Guys, S&P 500 getting a pullback here. S&P 500 came on up towards, again, 560.40. Now getting a little bit of a drop. So, Dek, where would be the next area for a dip buy? Dip buy area, baby. I'm talking about some dip buys up in here. Oh, daddy wants some. Here, let's see what we have over on dip buy potential. When we go over to bullish and bearishness, let's see where we're at. Let's go ahead and break this thing on down. Dip buy opportunity. Connecting some of the dots here, we are going to be looking most likely back on down to 561.10-ish. Let me just kind of confirm this. 561 might even be right underneath 560. It's going to be near 561 for the dip buy most likely. So right around 561. Surround 561. 561.10, 560, 559, or 560.95. But I think the perfect dip buy will be right around that 561 area. So if we see 561.10, I'm going to pull the trigger again on my play, try to get myself up, $750 plus. You know what's cool? How much did I invest over on this trade? I invested $2,400. $2,400. How much money did I make? I made $240. So I made a 10% return. Now, isn't that pretty neat that I was able to do that in 6 minutes? Because if you guys take a look over on the S&P 500, the S&P 500 on average, you can see the S&P 500 on average returns 10.5%. So 10.15%. So you basically have two options. You can either be a long-term investor and put all your money into the S&P 500 and then over 12 months, you should get a 10% return. Or you can just do what I did this morning and make 10% in 6 minutes, right? So there is, a lot of difference behind that. So we want to make sure, again, what we have, see where this momentum is going to be taking us, go from there. Right now, traders, we want to see again where this hype and action is going to be at. Right now, traders looking to see where we have. We still have the S&P 500. Let's go back over to like a 2-minute time frame. See where this momentum is going to be taking us here. Right now, the S&P 500 traders, we got a lot of potential over on these plays. Looking for this, looking for this move towards the upside, the SPY hitting this VWAP area. And I still think, again, the SPY yesterday, let's think about what happened yesterday. The SPY yesterday had a little bit of chop. Now, why was the SPY choppy yesterday? Well, because, again, people are waiting for Jerome Powell to speak. Definitely could be something similar today, where we are going to have our fair share of spike, and we'll have our fair share of dumps, and we'll have our fair share of spikes, and we'll have our fair share of dumps. But the thing is, traders, that we do want to be aware, and we do want to be ready, and we do want to understand here that Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow. If you're saying, Dek, I want to make $10,000 today. Today might not be a $10,000 day. Tomorrow, though, will definitely be a $10,000 day. Remember, Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Right at the start of the day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. S&P 500 starting to get some momentum, trying to get right back above the VWAP. Guys, the VWAP is going to basically be like the safety safe of the S&P 500. I do not want to do puts. I'll tell you that right now, guys. I am not a fan of puts over on the S&P 500 when there's so much hype and so much excitement in the current market. I think, again, it's just way smarter and way better to be looking for calls with Jerome Powell coming on up. I'm going to look for another dip buy opportunity if we come back on down towards around the 521.20s. If we come back on down towards 521.20s, I think I'm going to look for a quick little dip buy to spike all the way back up to 563 area. I think, again, underneath the VWAP, it'll spike back up above the VWAP. Above the VWAP, might come back on down. You can see the S&P 500 trying to get a little momentum. Don't we have news at 10 o'clock? What's the news at 10 o'clock today, guys? Someone fill me in at this moment. News at 10 o'clock at this time. Bada bum, bada bang. Thursday, existing home sales. So home sales. We want to see what's going to be happening here over in the next 4 minutes. Next 4 minutes. Guys, little side note, a couple other things here. Today's your last day with Kush over in the summer boot camp. So again, the summer boot camp has been an absolute success. So many people are over there loving life. And you had me last week with, again, doing the summer boot camp. We had Josh Smith earlier this week. We have Kush that's finishing up his last day now. And then tomorrow morning, Zach Hopper is going to be doing a nice quick lesson to be teaching you guys about options, option prices, things, that he wants to dive into. So shout out to that. And then next week, you guys have policing pips and J trades taking on over. Guys, I told you already, this is going to be the biggest summer boot camp. This is going to be the biggest boot camp ever. I mean, it goes for literally over a month. So myself, boom. Josh, boom. Kush, boom. Tomorrow, Zach, boom. And then again, next week, you're with Anthony and James. So that is going to be absolutely great. So many people have been over there just watching and learning and studying and learning from all these different mentors, making sure that you guys are getting the most value that you could possibly have over on the summer boot camp. Shout out to AK doing a fantastic job. Shout out to Kush. We're excited to see, what's going to be coming on up here next with everyone. Nope, Seal, unfortunately, there are no stop losses on any broker in pre-market. It's just not allowed. There's just no stop losses in pre-market. So nothing that, unfortunately, that you can do. No, again, opportunities there. We are also less than a month away. We are only 26 days away from the Utah Mastermind. So for everyone who's coming on out for the final kind of summer hurrah out in Utah, that's going to be fun. We're going to be playing some golf rounds. We're going to be taking the wakeboarding boat out. We're going to be, that's going to be a packed house. We got 15 people coming towards the house. So that's going to be huge. Awesome. Waking on up. We're going to have personal driver, private chefs, all again cooking us up some food there, staying at the house for, again, 4 days. So that's going to be a blast. The Utah Mastermind, baby. GDC still fading, still falling apart. Be careful on GDC. It might get a little bounce back up to $5. As $5 should be at a strong support line, but we'll keep our eyes peeled on it. Guys, take a look. S&P 500 in the next 2 minutes. You're going to have some new opportunities. Deck, what would you trade? How would you trade this? Next 2 minutes here, team. Watch for a little pullback and then a bounce back on up. So we want to be looking at entries at 5,635 most likely. We want to see a little bit of a pullback back on down and then get a nice little bounce play back on up. So we are also going to do tomorrow's expiration at this point. I don't want to do today's expiration. Tomorrow's expiration will be better for me. So I want to see a pullback back on down towards like 562. Anything underneath like underneath 562.20 could be nice. We got to see what at 10 o'clock though. At 10 o'clock we are going to be getting news coming on up here. Guys, we just got a little bit of a dip buy. That was a little bit of the dip that I wanted right there, that 562.19. Just be ready in the next few moments. We might pop right back on up or even have that little potential pullback. Stay ready for this, guys. We have the S&P 500 spike up, dump on down, spike up. Getting a little dump on down. Looking to see if we get a nice little pullback right back on down. And then possibly get a nice entry over on this one as well. So guys, next possible entry coming up in about 8 seconds here. Let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback and then, look for our next entry over on this. I'll be looking for a drop right back on down, spike right back on up. Here's 10 o'clock. Let's see if there's any sort of, effect in this market or if we're just going to spike right back on up above that VWAP and go from there. Right now, we're having a little bit of trouble. Watch to see if we can get I would like to see a big lower shadow. Big lower shadow all the way back on down. Big lower shadow back on down towards low of the day. It's currently sitting at 562.25. Only one entry so far for myself at this moment. We can take a look over on a little bit of a larger time frame as well. Go back to like a 10-minute time frame. You guys can see where the bouncing has been. Bounce play at 561.50. Bounce play right here at 561.60. If we wanted to come all the way back on down, it's all the way back on down towards 561.70. But if we get back above the VWAP, hey, guess what? We have strength, to keep on moving. So I am watching here. 561.70 would be, again, another great little dip buy opportunity if we fall another 60 cents here. Not really any strong effect over on the S&P 500 yet. The S&P 500 definitely still facing a little bit more towards the down. I want to start seeing a little bit of a bounce play back on up. Start getting in on some call contracts and go from there. So here's a little bit of a drop. 561.70, guys, is still our target. 561.70 area, still again, a great area for us. That would be again that 10-minute time frame trend line that we have been talking about. So again, switch back on over. You guys could see bounce, 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 bounce. You'd want to be looking for somewhere in this region, somewhere next to this purple line, somewhere, even 561.80s. You could start on off with a little bit of an entry if you were interested on it. If we get back above the VWAP, I'll also pull the trigger over there also as well. So let's see if we can just crack, 30 cents here. Get a nice little 30-cent dump. Pull the trigger. Let's get involved. Let's get involved here. Let's make some money here. 562s. 562s. Oh, man, it came on down to 562.05 there for a second. I think we'll get a little bit of a dump. We're still looking pretty weak here. Still has a little bit of weakness. Still has a little bit of fading. Still has a little bit of a drop in towards it. High of the day is 563.18 at this time. For 562 so far. Low of the day is 561.63. We have not gotten that nice crack through 562 just yet. Again, I really don't feel comfortable on puts. I think with so much hype, so much momentum, being so close to the high of the day, we just have so much opportunity towards the upside. We really haven't even moved that much. We've gone from 562 up to 563, right? We've gone a little bit into 561s and a little bit into 563s, but it's really been more of, we're in a it's been a lot more of 562 bottom to top, 562 bottom to top. Like that's been what it's been a lot more of. Right now, it's still sitting right at 562. Watching to see if we are going to get a little bit more of that crack. S&P 500 traders, S&P 500 here. It's either, again, we get a nice little crack. We can look for an entry on a dip, buy, and bounce. Or we can wait until we get back above the VWAP, start showing a little bit more strength. Breaking back above the VWAP could be able to show some strength. Got a little bit of hype right now. Want to get another entry over on this play, start making a little bit more cash. Right now, again, only up $240 so far. VWAP area is that 562.50 mark. 562.50, we know again, right on that 50-cent natural resistance line. That's going to be a little bit more tricky. That's going to be a little tough. Let's see here, FFIE. FFIE, a little bit of a spike. I see it. What do we have on STAF? STAF, slow and steady climb. AIRI, slow and steady climb. MOBX right here. Let's take a look at this. MOBX, not really too much. I don't even know how that's a top gainer. Oh, because it had a gap up. CRIS, you're kind of having a little bit of like slow choppy plays on up. CRIS, slow choppy play on up. STAF, slow choppy play on up. AIRI, slow choppy play on up. But we all know, again, tomorrow's the exciting day, guys. Tomorrow's the exciting day. I might have a little party tomorrow for Jerome Powell. Print out some posters, have them up in the living room. We'll have, again, some chips, some crackers, some drinks. We'll have Enrique, again, serving over at the bar. Everyone can come on through. We'll have some music playing. Then at like 9:55, we'll all, again, sit around the couch. We'll huddle with our loved ones. Once Jerome Powell, again, comes on out, you got to give your significant others a kiss. Then, again, once Jerome Powell, again's done speaking, that's when the real party starts. We drop the curtain. It's Tiesto behind the turntables. Everyone's having fun. We bring out one of those like Chinese dragons, that kind of go through the crowd. That'll be a blast. A little Jerome Powell party tomorrow. A little JP party. That could be a good time. Guys, right now market's getting a little bit weaker here. Came on down to 591.90 at this moment. Still watching this. I want to see a little bit more of a fade. Guys, I am going to get ready for a possible dip buy here coming on up. 561.80 so far. Are we going to keep on dropping? Oh, we're still dropping though. Still dropping. Hold on here. Getting ready. Coming right on down towards around the low of the day. New low of the day just hit. New low of the day just hit. What's these pre-market lows? 561.40s? 561.40s, guys. Pull the trigger. What did we just come on down to? 561.49? Market here. Traders, I'm going to enter one contract here. I'm going one contract here on the call side. One contract here, just seeing if this forms one big lower shadow. One contract, seeing if this is going to just get one big lower shadow. One contract at 561.75. Just because we just had a big time drop. Just want to see if we can work our way back up to 562 and keep on building. It's just one contract. It's nothing massive in any sort of way. But I do want to see if this is going to be able to hold up its gains. Is that going to be like a new little bottom area? Right now, things are still getting weaker. It's only, again, one contract. Let me go back to a little bit of a larger time frame. How low can this thing really dump on down to? Low 561s, Dek, low 561 area. What's this? 560.90. 560.90 mark. And then again, make a lot of its gains on back here. 561.90 area. 560.90 area. That's going to be the next area for a possible opportunity. So guys, right now we are seeing this market still fall and turn and dump. I'm going to load up most likely on this thing probably next to 561. 561 or 560.90. That's going to be the area that I really want to get involved in. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Seeing if this play is going to be able to get a nice bounce play. So next area I'm going to enter is going to be 561 area. Right above it, right underneath it, right at it. Here comes a little bit more of that drop. A little bit more of that drop. A little bit more of that fade. A little bit more of that crack. 560.90 is what you're looking for. 560.90 is what you're looking for, guys, for that possible dip buy. Came on down to 561.07. Guys, entering right now. I'm entering right here. 3 contracts. Entering 3 contracts right here at this bottom area. Looking for a bounce play, 560.90. Just got filled, as you guys know, at 560.95-ish. I think I just got filled at 560.95 area is where I just got filled at. So I'm in right now, 3 contracts total, $7,000 investment at this moment. Looking to be able to stay filled right around this 560.90 area. So looking to see if we are going to get maybe another little drop. And then hopefully get a nice little bounce play right back on up. Start holding its gains and start, spiking its way back on up here a little bit better. Right now, team, again, why did I add near that bottom area? I wanted to add near that bottom area so I'd bring my cost basis down, bring my average down. If I have one contract at 561.70 and I add again 2 contracts at 560.90, that's going to bring my cost basis, very low, which is going to be helpful. So we have a little bit of this pullback here still. 561.91, still again the low of the day. I think about still getting maybe one more little bounce play. We might get another little lower shadow here, but looking for that dip buy and that bounce, to see if we're going to truly be able to make some good money and be able to make some good cash. Just adding one more contract at this time, putting in almost a $10,000 investment at 560.95. Putting in about a $10,000 investment. My cost base is going to be right around 561.15 at this moment. So 561.15 is my new cost basis. Over on, again, the S&P 500, one contract at 561 or 561.70, and then I have 3 contracts at 560.95. So I'm basically entering next to this bottom, tomorrow's expirations, looking for a bounce and a move back on up. Dek, why are you entering underneath 561? Is just because, again, we have a few different things we can look at. We did just get a nice little crack right here, but if we go back, I think it was the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, guys, shows us we are sitting right at that perfect area for the dip buy. So you guys can see here, bounce play right here, and then again, bounce play right here. So if you're wondering right now and you're asking me, you're saying, Dek, why are you loading up at, again, 560.90? It's because we have a bounce here, and I'm looking for the bounce here. So this would be the entire goal. This is the entire process. This is the entire idea that I'm asking and telling myself, all right, hey, I want to see if we can get a bounce off this line and really be able to move ourselves back on up. Yeah, a little bit of a crack here. A little bit of a crack at this moment. I am down here slightly. But I like this. I like the area. I like the opportunity. I am not buying at the top. Dek, where's your cost basis? If you want to see, kind of get a visual, that orange line represents where I'm in at. So this blue line right here represents my entry. That blue line represents my entry. Want to see just anything above 561? I'm back in the green and I'm looking good. Just needs to get back above 561 for me to, again, get myself back into the green, get myself back into the profits, and get myself back into, again, feeling, very positive about this trade. I like the dip. I like how I, again, waited to add at the very bottom. I like how, again, I got in at very low areas. And now, again, I'm looking to see if this thing is going to just get a spike right back on up. Back above 561.10. I'm going to be, back into the green. You can see we just came right on up to that 561 mark, looking to just break back above it. Once we do that, looking to spike back up to 562 and make, a nice gain on this day. So right now, traders, we are keeping our eyes peeled. I have SPX's chart right here. SPX's chart is right here at this time. Right now, S&P 500, a little bit of that pullback, came on up towards, again, that 561, got some rejection. Gonna have to get back above 561 for me to get into the profit opportunity. Now, again, why am I not doing any puts? I don't feel comfortable doing puts today. I don't feel comfortable when we have Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow, talking about cutting interest rates as we're next to record highs. We're near record highs. Jerome Powell speaking, which usually leads to always the market going on up. We have the biggest conference over the summer tomorrow. Hype is strong. Interest rates are getting cut in September. I don't want to go against the market. I'm not doing any puts. I don't feel comfortable doing puts. Even with the market dropping, I see everything as dips today. I see everything as dip opportunities today. I see everything as dip buys today. I see dip buy opportunities, not again put contracts. I don't see shorts today. I see again I see dips. That's what I see. So that's my mindset. That's my opportunity. That's the way I'm seeing these plays. Not again going on oh, Dek, do a put contract. No, I'm seeing again dip buy opportunities. Guys, S&P 500. You can see I'm back in the green, or almost back in the green there. Almost had it there. We had it there for a second. Got to see if we can squeeze and spike back on up. Can we get a move right back on up here? Currently down $50. We're just seeing if this play can develop. If this thing could be able to play on out. Get that, nice little bounce play. Got a low of the day of 560.53 so far. 560.53. Currently sitting with slight red, basically even on the day from my first trade. So I had my first trade today, was able to win again $240. Second trade of the day, this is a much bigger trade. My first trade was only $2,000. My second trade here is almost $10,000. So you can see there's a big difference in my trading here, isn't there? One trade was, again, a $2,000 investment. The next one's a $10,000 investment. Why did I go so much bigger on the second one? Because on the second one, we have a much steeper move. We have a much bigger drop. If we have a much bigger drop, I expect a much bigger bounce. So I want to see if we can get a nice bounce play. I want to see, again, if me bouncing off this 30-minute time frame, was the right move. So remember, all I'm looking for is we have an uptrend on a 30-minute time frame. We have Jerome Powell speaking, interest rates being cut, sitting next to record highs, coming up towards, again, 561. Looking for a bounce play here. You guys see bounce play. And again, looking for that perfect bounce play opportunity right off this area. So that's what I was looking for on the SPY. Had one entry at, again, the price of 561.75. One entry, or three entries down, that's 560.95. My cost basis right now is right around 561.10. So the SPY, still watching this to see if we're going to be able to get that move on up. Let's see if we can get that spike and climb. Low of the day, still again in reach. Got to be careful. We came on up to 561. Unfortunately, could not break back above 561 right there. So that is, again, what's still holding us on up. We are, again, having trouble getting back above that 561 area. So that's what it comes on down to, traders. We all know 561, got to bounce back above it. If we can bounce back above 561, we have a clear path all the way back up towards like 561.90. We could go all the way back up to 561.90 and basically be able to make like $1 profit out of this if we can snap 561. And I mean like really snap 561. 561 to 561.40, 561 to 561.60, right? You know, if we snap that 561 mark, we could, you know, fly another 55, 60 cents, bouncing right back on up near that VWAP. So here comes another touch of that area. And also just a little reminder, if you are not comfortable, if you're saying, hey, Dek, I don't want to take any sort of unnecessary loss. I don't like this play. I don't like this possible dip buy or bounce play. Again, you can just get out right now, break even, right? Right now, again, I'm down 40 bucks. So let's just see if this thing can maybe be able to squeeze and spike. But at the same time, if you are not comfortable, be willing to get out. Be willing to say, hey, you know what? This trade's not for me. But I'm always willing to, again, let a trade try to develop. Because that's how we're going to get paid. We're never going to make money. We're never going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars if we don't allow a trade to actually do what we want it to do. Right here, team, though, we just did get rejected once again at 561.15. That was the second rejection there at 561.15. Take a look at the chart. One upper shadow, 561.15, just came on up again, 561.15. That's the main resistance line. Watch the level 2. Level 2 right here, team, needs to break above 561.15. We have to snap 561.15. The ask is at 561.04. We need to see the ask above 561.15 and the bids to break 561.15. Notice 561.15. So a possible way to trade. Take profits, guys. Take profits if you want to. Re-add once you break 561.15. Your other way to trade is keep on holding for the break of 561.15, but you must understand if we can't break 561.15, we're going to see a pullback. So I always like to go over different opportunities. I always like to go over different perspectives for you guys. But here comes again, over on the ask. We need to see the bids above 561.15. There's 06, there's 08, there's 07, 04, 03, 05. Let's see again 15. We need to snap again the 15s to snap this line. And if we can snap this line, that's when we'll go really bullish and really start running into the profits. So that's all it comes on down to. Another little rejection right there, 561.15. So I'm just telling you where the rejection area is at. I'm telling you where the trouble is at. I don't want anyone to say, Dek, you know, I didn't know this was going to happen. There's none of that. 561.15 breaks, you get a spike. 561.15 doesn't break, you don't get a spike. So right now, traders, still again watching this move, still seeing if this thing is going to squeeze itself on up. And we're going for another possible move up here for that 561.15 break. So right now, traders, watching us see this move. We do have a little bear flag set up. So I don't want to see all of a sudden this thing start cracking on down. If this thing starts getting weak, that could be a bear flag that would lead towards a new low of the day. I'm telling you right now, break 561.15 soon. If we don't break it soon, get out of the play because it's going to go down to a new low of the day. Make sense? Have to have, again, management, risk and reward management, understanding what the play is actually doing here. Little bear flag right here, as you guys can see. We have one spike, bounce back on up, little lower high, bounce back on up, little lower high, trying to bounce its way back on up. But you again connect some dots. This is the fear for buyers here. This is the fear for, again, calls right here. We want to see this thing rip and rally before it's either... what's going to happen first is what you got to ask yourself. Is the top going to break out first, or is the floor going to give out first? Now, this is where things start getting a little bit more exciting. Because is the top going to break out first, or is the floor going to give away first? And usually, again, you know, what happens is, if, again, we break out the top, we'll spike back up to the VWAP. If we crack underneath the floor, guess what, traders? This thing could go all the way on down towards the new low of the day. So that's where you got to be careful on what's happening right now at this time. Let's watch this and make sure, again, this floor is not going to go. We need to get back above that bull flag ASAP, or every single trader has to get out or be on puts. So let's see. We're trying to get back into the zone here. We can adjust as we need to. Watching this move, watching this play, watching to see what this one is going to do next here. And this is also a little heads on up here, guys, why I always do the next expiration date. Like right now I'm holding this trade for a little while, as you guys know, right? That's why I don't have today's expiration. I have tomorrow's expiration. If you plan on being in a trade for more than, let's say, 5, 10, 20 minutes, be in the next day expiration. Because if you have the same day expiration, guess what's going to happen? You are going to get caught up in time decay. You are going to end up seeing losses because you have the same day expiration. Even if, again, the stock is moving in the correct direction. Even if the stock is moving up in the right direction, your time decay is going to take on over, and that's what's going to hurt you. So please understand that it's always good if you are going to hold a trade for more than 10 to 15 minutes, be in the next day expiration. More than an hour and a half, be in the following day. The longer you hold the trade, the more time you need. Guys, again, S&P 500, we have our game plan here still. We have our idea here still. We have, again, a great entry. If you're saying, Dek, where did we enter? We entered again at 560.95. That was the entry area, 560.95. My cost basis is 561.10 because, again, I had one entry up high. But we are entered right next to the bottom right here. We're entered right next to the bottom. We are entered right next to the lowest parts here. We have a great entry. All we need to see is actually one decent bounce. Give us one decent bounce back on up towards the VWAP, and we're absolutely golden. It's just, if we're thinking about where did we enter, here's, again, the area we need to break. Here's, again, my entry at, again, the price of 561.10. And, again, I also entered a ton at 560.95. You guys let me know right now. Are these bad entries on calls? Getting in at the low of the day area, getting in for a bounce play back on up after, again, we dropped up $2 with the stock spiking up with massive momentum as, again, the S&P 500 has a 30-minute time frame bounce play uptrend. Guys, I like the area I pulled the trigger. I will say that 10 out of 10 times. Win or lose on this trade. I love the area that I got in on. I will get in at this area with the uptrend, with Jerome Powell speaking, with interest rate cuts likely happening in September, with Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow at 10 a.m., with, again, the hype that has been building. I'm pulling the trigger at the areas that I see that we're going to have success at. I'm pulling the trigger at the areas where we have the best opportunity. Guys, we got to put the odds in our favor. That's what it is. We could bet a sports game that the Chiefs are going to win against the Giants or the Patriots, the worst team in the NFL. The thing is, traders, guess what? Sure, that's the odds. Could the Patriots somehow win? Absolutely, and you end up losing your money. But the odds are the Chiefs are going to win 9 out of 10 times if they play the Patriots. Patriots are the worst team in the NFL. They're awful. They're going to go 0-18 this year. Right now, we're going to see. Guys, I just really like to rep that because I'm a Jets fan. And we've lost to the Patriots just for like the last 30 years straight. So it's so nice to see how bad the Patriots are now. All right, so that's the issue. That's why I'm going so hard with it. S&P 500 looking for 561.15 again, guys. Looking for 561.15 again. Can we get the 561.15 break? We're basically back to even on our trade. 561.16. 561.15, guys. 15, 16. Gotta run. Come on. 16s, 17s, 17s. Hold it. Hold it, bids. 20s. Let's go. Let's go now. Let's run up here, Spy. Let's rip and run here, Spy. Let's get this climb now, Spy. Let's do our thing now, Spy. Guys, SPY right now going on up. I'm going to take some gains right here. Take a little bit of profits just to limit up my trade and keep my cost base at 561 again, 90. And now let's see if we can go up to 561.50. Finally, we got that explosion. Nice little, again, flag. Nice little rip and run on up. And let's see if we can keep on going to 561.50 plus now. 561.50 plus at this moment. See if this thing can keep on going. I did lock in half my profits just so it doesn't come back on down. And let's see if we can keep on going and start getting a little bit of a rip up towards around that 561.60 mark. So next area to take profits is going to be high 561.40s. Or again, you can always take profits when you're happy. Right? Nothing wrong with taking green. Happy again, this trade worked out the way we wanted it to. Right now, traders, a little bit of a pullback. 561.33. Come on, get a little bit of a pop. I want to get another 15 to 20 cent pop. 15 to 20 cent pop up to 561.50. Take my last little 2 contracts there. So let's see if this thing can keep on going a little bit more. 561, 34, 36, 37, 37. Can we keep on going? We still haven't gotten that just yet. Guys, taking my gains right now. I'm going to take my gains right now and just, again, get up $500. Going to take a $500 profit on this day so far. Okay? $500 profit on this day so far. Just taking my gains, you know, why we have it. Now, if you guys want to keep on holding, still the same targets. 561.50. There he goes. There's 561.40s. 561.42, 561.40, 42, 42, 42. Still trying to go a little bit here. So again, good job, good work right there. Right now, we're still, again, continue to keep our eyes peeled. Let me ask you guys this. Did everyone here just make some sort of profit if you guys did that trade with me? Did everyone enter at 561, 560.95, 561.10? No matter what, every single person should be in the green now today. No matter what, every single person should be in the profit. No matter where, every single person should be saying, hey, Dek, I got some sort of gain today. Make $200, make $1,000, make $500. Right here, team. Let's just, you know, what I like to do is, you know, I just like to play the easy game. You have worked, Dek, for the past hour here. Okay, for the past hour you have worked. And you have made $500. Now, I've invested $2,000 and I've invested $9,000. And I've been able to make $500 from those investments. So, with that being stated, if I can do this consistently lock in these gains, consistently lock in these profits, right? 500 times 5, I'm making $2,500 a week. Who here makes $2,500 a week? Who here makes more than $2,500 a week? Who here makes less than $2,500 a week? Who here makes, times this by 4, $10,000 a month? Every single month you're making 10 grand. Is everyone making 10 grand a month? If you guys, again, do this consistently, you're making $120,000 a year. Traders, what I did today, was that anything out of the world extraordinary? Was that anything that was, Dek, I've never seen anything like that. That was the most beautiful trading of my life. Traders, I didn't do anything that is probably making you jump out of your seat and go, oh, wow, that's insane. No, all I did today, when you think about it, was number one, I looked for a good entry bouncing off that VWAP, which is very nice. And the second entry that we were just able to make money on is I said, hey, I don't feel comfortable on put contracts because, again, we're bouncing off a 30-minute uptrend. We have, again, hype tomorrow. We're near record highs. We have, again, Jerome Powell speaking. We have interest rate cuts coming up in the future. This is a better chance of going up than going down. I'm just thinking about these things. I'm just thinking everything through. We already know, again, all the information that we went over. Jerome Powell, all eyes as he's likely to cut interest rates by 0.2%. Right? We already talked about how inflation is at 2.9% next to, again, the 2% goal. We already have all this info to help us be able to get these great trades in. So now we just got to rely on it. But you know what? I know there are a lot of people that do what? A lot of people jump in on plays. A lot of people, team, study it. And you might be this. So let's just say you are this person, okay? Are you the person, I'm going to ask you, are you the person that studies, watches video library lessons, paper traded for months, ask questions, you're here every day, you talk about trading to your friends and family, you want to be successful, you're reading message boards, you're on Reddit, you're trying to figure out everything, and you're saying, I'm good to go. And then the moment all of a sudden you start trading, all that goes out the window. All of a sudden you're just gambling now. Dek, I bought in. What's going to happen? Is it going to go up or go? Didn't you study? Didn't you watch lessons? Didn't you ask questions? Aren't you here every day? Why are you randomly gambling? So many people do that. So many people put in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and then all of a sudden, guess what they do? They just start gambling. They start gambling at all times. It'd be like if you took golf lessons. You take golf lessons, you work on your swing, you get it perfect, and then all of a sudden you're in a tournament and you just swing as hard as you can and you're just whacking the ball and it's going all over the place. Right? It's like, what was the point of all the lessons? What was the point of it? We have to think these things through. We need to understand what we're doing on these plays. We need to say, hey, you know what? Let's figure out, how these plays are going to be working here. right? That's what we want. Those are going to be the ideas. Those are going to be the next setups. Does that make sense to everyone? Baby. So I just want to make sure we are all set, ready to go. Norton says, Dek, I have been trading for years. I'm not part of, again, Tradecaster, but Sean is a good man, not going to lie. Just off Twitter posts, you can make a kill and keep up the amazing work and the community. Oh, man. What a great message, Norton. Norton says, Dek, I'm not part of Tradecaster. I just follow you on Twitter. Been trading for years. And again, just want to say you're a good guy. I mean, amazing compliment. The only thing you missed out is, saying I'm extremely good looking. You can add that if you want to now. I'll include it into a video montage later on. But again, what an amazing message. Thank you so much. So let's again keep this party going. Also, a little heads on up for anyone who is watching over on YouTube today. We are live every single day over on Tradecaster.com. Again, you guys can come over on Tradecaster, be able to join us, be able to watch the entire video library, be able to, again, jump on into the 2023 boot camp, the 2024 boot camp's going on right now, be able to watch and learn, jump on in, join the lobby, watch the live stream every single day. And if you guys want to be part of this, again, exclusive community, make sure you guys come on over, sign on up, and get your booty on over here. Also, as well, guys, all my links from my broker to trade ideas to Fox Runner to all that stuff is in the description below. So if you want the same broker I have, make it look like this. If you want the same, again, trade ideas that I have, make your screen look like this. And if you want all the information every morning, make your screen look like this. All the links are in the bottom description. So you guys can check out all of them. All of them do have discounts. All of them do have promo codes. So you guys have absolutely everything here. SPY still going on up, still trying to move itself even higher here. Dek, can you do a small account trade right now to see how much money you would make? So what do you guys think? It's small account. What's a small account trade? Like $1,000? Does that work? So you guys want me to do that? How about I do a $1,000 trade and we'll see how much money we could possibly make. Does that work? So let's try to do it. Let's try to do a small account trade, a small account option, a $1,000 trade, and let's see how much money I could possibly make. Also, they'll sign out AIRA. AIRA, not too bad. Air industries, air, oxygen, space. Oh, no. Space stocks. Space stocks. Space stocks. Man, I was in it so deep last night, guys. I love getting into one of those internet holes. Those internet holes where, we are going to see what's going to be coming on up here. Those where all of a sudden you dive into crypto, you dive into space, you dive into whatever it may be. Right now, we do have the SPY. It came on down to 560.26 so far. 560.26, getting back up above 561. What would give us like a $1,000 or a $1,000 entry here? 5,600. Got to go slightly out of the money. 5,630. One contract. Yeah, this would be cheap. 2 contracts we could probably do. Maybe only 1 contract. If we can break back above that 561 mark. Do SPY contracts. I gotcha. I just want to make the people a little bit more money. We'll see. I also know, again, I don't want to just throw you guys into some random trade here. I don't want you guys to just throw you guys into some random trade, throw you guys in on some random position at this moment. We've got 2 great trades. Let's keep the momentum going, right? We got 2 great trades right now at this time. Let's, again, make sure that we're doing the right thing. Give me one moment here, traders. All right, team, we do have SPY still moving itself on up here just slightly. Yep, and again, Zach says, I won't be buying 0.10 SPY contracts. SPX contracts print the same if you're buying both at the money. So I'll be going over that tomorrow. So Zach, again, does have his boot camp tomorrow. Again, he's just doing a one-day teaching you guys boot camp, going over absolutely everything. So I'm really excited. I'm tuning in. I want to get ready to go. I mean, again, tomorrow I'm just rolling the shoulders a little bit, getting loose. Probably gonna have my fiance rub my back and my feet all day, whatever it may be. I gotta stay loose. I gotta stay flexible. I gotta stay ready. When Jerome Powell speaks, you gotta bring your A game. Again, tomorrow is one of those days that, again, you pick up that bottle from 1890 whiskey and pour yourself a glass. It's one of those days you go down into the cellar, you pour yourself one of those French, Italian, red wines that's been sitting there, blow a little dust off of it, saving it for a special occasion. Whew. Jerome Powell at the Jackson Hole meeting. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's one of those times. One of those times. Right now, the S&P 500 still trying to move itself on up here. Just a little bit, just slightly over on the SPY. SPY still climbing. I think the SPY is going to get a nice little pop. If we get anything dropping back on down to 561, if we get anything right on back on down towards, 560.90, I think I am going to pull the trigger. SPY. SPY, I would do same day contract, call contract. We can go slightly out of the money, 562, market order, and then get ready to see if this thing is going to be able to bounce right back on up. I think that is going to be that low of the day area. That is going to be a nice low of the day point, low of the day mark. Bottom support is back on down to 560.60, but I don't think we want to see 560.60 again. We actually want to be building some sort of lower highs. So we don't want to see 560.60 again. We want to be building some sort of lower high. Some sort of lower high. So like maybe like a 560.75. We jump on in, and again, it should be only $1,000. $1,000. Look to see again. Let's see a 560.81, 560, 79. Doink. All right, that cost me $68. Okay, we got to go a little bit more than that, guys. $68. What are we? Here we go. $778. So guys, here, let's do this contract. I'm in right now. You guys asked for how much money can you make off a $1,000 trade. We just put ourselves in a $778 position. I just jumped in on 11 contracts, same day, August 22nd, 562 calls, looking for a bounce play back above 561 and seeing if we're going to make a money. So again, it's only a $778 investment. Let's see if this thing can be able to rip and rally and see how much money we can actually make from $778. So this is a little test. This is a little, fun experiment right here. Hey, Dek, I have a super small account. Can you help me on out? I have a super small account. How can I be able to make some cash? Well, we do think we have hit a bottom right here. We had a bounce, we had a bounce, we had a bounce, we had a little bit of a crack, and we bounced right back on up. Now we're building lower highs from that new bounce. As we are building these lower highs, we're looking for the explosion back above 561. As we spike above 561, we would try to get all the way back up to the VWAP. That is our target. As long as we keep building some sort of higher lows, this is going to be a great idea for a possible squeeze. If we are investing $778, we want to be able to make at least $78. That would be the 10% rule. But we want to make more than that, don't we? It would be nice to be able to see this thing spike on up and make $200 or $300. That would be absolutely great. So let's see how much money off 11 contracts, a $778 investment that we can make off SPY, same day expirations. Currently right now we're sitting with a $41 profit. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we got. Cause I just want a girl. Right now, we are again still watching and waiting here. 561.15 break is where we start making some cash. 561.15, guys. Nothing's changed from that. Nothing has changed from that area. 561.15, that's where, again, we start, really starting to see that money. So it just comes on down to, can we re-break that 561.15? Can we re-snap that 561.15 area? Can we, again, keep on climbing above that 561.15 area? Now, great news, team, over on the S&P 500 at this moment is we are up $63, $74. Traders, you know what's kind of crazy? 10% return on investment. 10% return. Now, again, we're up 12% return on investment. We are making, and the thing is, it is a game of money. I'm up right now on a $778 investment, over 10%. Now, if you have a $100,000 account, guess what? You just made over $10,000. When you invest $778, guess what? You're making $85. So it's different. It is a game of money. The people who have more money make more money. The people who have less money make less money. So that's, again, the one thing about stock trading you need to understand. It's very difficult to turn $778 into $1 million, but it's very easy to have $1 million to make $1 million. So usually, just little heads on up, you do, the thing is, usually 10% is always a great return on investment. 10, 15, 20%, always a great return on investment. We were just at 12%. We're coming right back up to 10% right now. We're going to let this trade kind of rock out for a little bit, but you got to be able to have discipline to, even if you do have a very small amount of money into the play, to say, hey, I am getting a 10% return. So $75 off a $750 investment is actually great. That's actually great. We're still watching to see if we can get a little pop. Still watching to see if we can get that little pop on up. Still watching to see if we can still break that 561.15 mark. Traders, a little bit of rejection back on down. Little bit of rejection back on down. And why are we getting a little bit of rejection right back on down? Because we have not been able to break through that 561.15 area. So we have not been able to break 561.15. That's why, again, we're getting a little rejection. So it really comes on down to everything that we stated on just this right here. We are inside this little channel. Now, I will say this is not something you want to hold for the next hour. Dek, why can't I hold this for the next hour? Because you are going to have time decay. Time decay, you're on the same day expiration. You're on August 22nd. So the thing is, you need this to break out quickly. Guys, if this play does not break out by 11 o'clock, you are going to start losing even if the stock moves sideways. Even if, again, the S&P 500 moves sideways, you are going to start losing your investment. So you need to see a breakout soon, because the longer you hold on a same-day expiration, the worse it's going to be. So at this time, guys, I'm going to actually just lock this up here in a moment. Let's see if we get back above 561. If we get back above 561, I'll keep on holding. 561. Let's see if we can keep on going. But as you can see, traders, trading on a small account is different. Trading on a small account is tough. Trading on a small account is not easy. Definitely some things you got to be able to do and be able to take account of for. Guys, I'm going to get out of this play and just move on from that one, because, again, 561.15 holding, and also holding too long. Guess what? Time decay is just going to take on over. So 10:45 in the market. Traders, I do want to open up the floor as to, do you have any questions about the trades that I made today? Like my good ones, my fun ones? Do you guys have any questions about Jerome Powell? Do you guys have any questions about anything that you are seeing? Do you have any questions about space stocks? Do you have any questions about any of that stuff? So please let me know, guys. Right now, I want to open up the floor to you, help you guys on out with anything that you guys need. Jeffrey says, hello, Deck. Would you please show us how to evaluate possible breakout levels and resistance levels on a daily chart? So, I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. You really have to learn all about support and resistance and understand the 3 different levels of support and resistance. There's natural resistance, there's past chart history resistance, and there's detailed resistance. Each one of these resistance levels are going to lead towards a breakout. So if you can be able to spot where strong resistance is, when you snap that resistance is where, again, some of the strongest breakouts and where the strongest rips and runs happen. So unfortunately, I can't just go into all of it right now. And again, I'm not trying to, be this guy here, but really what it does come on down to, if you want to learn, how, again, breakouts happen, just come on over here to the Tradecaster library and you will be able to learn everything that you need to know. You'll learn all about right here, breakout chart setups. So you could be, again, 403 person to go ahead and watch the breakout chart setup lesson. And then on top of that, you really just want to learn support and resistance. And if you learn about support and resistance, you will become a master. So really, I'll send this link over to you and you'll be able to go over, check it on out, and you guys will be all set, ready to go. Does your platform over on Lightspeed allow margin on options or just cash positions? You can do margin on options. Absolutely. It's in the link below. Click it. Lightspeed. Get on over there, guys. Best broker in the world. They will allow that. So let's see what else we got here. Deck, when does your small account challenge from 5K to 25K start? That is going to be the end of September. We are most likely going to be kicking that off September 30th. September 30th, guys, biggest event of the year, the one that every single person likes. And I have a little bit of redemption. Guys, for anyone who does not know, my first small account challenge I've ever done. First small account challenge, 2,000 to 20,000. Second small account challenge I ever did, 5,000 to 75,000. Third small account challenge I ever did, I did 4,000 up to 52,000. But then, what happened? Last year, guys, I lost. I'm being open with you. I'm being honest with you. I'm being transparent with you. Last year, if you guys were here for the small account challenge, I did not reach my goal. Last year for the small account challenge, I did not succeed. So I need a little redemption here. I need, again, be able to channel on in and be able to get after it. I need to be able to figure it on out. I need to be able to get myself back and going and get myself growing here. So a little heads up for you guys. I want to make sure everyone understands that I'm coming out swinging this year in the small account challenge because I don't want my name ruined like that, saying, oh, Deck was the guy that failed the small account challenge, even though I've done it successfully many times. Oh, yeah, he lost it in 2023. Guys, I got a lot to prove this year. I got a lot to prove. I got a lot of yappers out there. A lot of people yapping. A lot of people, again, having a degree in yappiness. So, again, we got to be able to shut them on up. We got to be able to have success over on the small account. We got to be able to have success getting ready to do it. Right now, team want to make sure that we're all good. So yeah, that's always a big time, always an exciting time. And really the next big time that we have, team, is tomorrow. Tomorrow at the time of, again, 2 o'clock, or excuse me, not 2 o'clock. Zach Hopper is going to scream at me at this point. 10 a.m., Jerome Powell speaking. So remember, traders, everyone, again, wake on up nice and early tomorrow. Get on over here. Jerome Powell's going to be speaking. It's going to be an absolute blast, and we're all set, ready to go. TE saying small account, will it be shorting only small caps contracts like the SPY? I'm going to be honest with you. Probably it's going to be a mixture of everything. It's going to be shorts at times. It's going to be options at times, and it's going to be breakouts at times. I will say this. One thing I did not do in my last small account challenge was I was doing a lot of options and I didn't do as much shorts. and I didn't look for one breakout. And I think that was my downfall. I did tons of options, which I had some wins, some losses. I went for some shorts, which I had some wins and some losses, but I didn't look for one breakout. And a lot of times when I thought about it, is that when I grew my small account, I did nail one nice spiker. 0 to 100%er. Where I turned my account, like I remember it was ALSN like 3 years ago. I nailed it from $2 to $9. And in one day, I turned my account from $4,000, $9,000 profit. And then again, I was up towards, what is that? $13,000. So imagine turning your $4,000 to $13,000 after one breakout. So it really does come down to, each time I got off the starting gate by nailing one breakout, by nailing one spike, by nailing one move. And that's, what always kind of got me off the starting line to get myself in the profit. Hermes, Dek, do you golf every day? No, I do not golf every day. I like golfing, but a lot of times I'm actually doing a ton of work on the back end here. Now, what I mean by the back end, I'm answering emails, talking to traders. People are DMing me, like 24/7, trying to figure out, again, different things coming on up, setting up summer boot camps, getting ready for the small account challenge, doing research, talking to, again, program teams, things along those lines, posting on social media, making TikTok videos, making YouTube videos, uploading over on YouTube. Then on top of that, sending out emails on the email list and this and that. So if you're asking, hey, do I play golf every day? I wish I could. Wish I could, but I can't. Sometimes, again, you just got to buckle down and do the work, But if you think my job just contains, oh yeah, he live streams, and then again, he's done. I wake up at 6 in the morning, writing out, again, morning newsletters. I'm again, all set on up till 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, then I start live streaming up towards 11 or 12. Then after that, I'm making videos. Then after that, I post on social media. Then after that, answering emails. Then helping people that need help over lunch. Then again, usually I'm done here around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock every day. And then we go out to the driving range, get some golf balls hit. So right now, ASTS still falling. STAF. No. FFIE. FFIE, a little bit of pop. I saw AK alerting that one earlier. Shout out to AK. Shout out to Josh Smith. Shout out to AK. Mr. New Dad for the dog. Got another dog. This guy just won't stop. It won't stop. The guy won't quit. Dek, how's your Airbnb? Airbnb's good. Guys, that's just side income. All I want out of my Airbnb is just not to have to pay the mortgage. As long as I just have a free house going, then I know in 9 years and 10 years, once it's paid on off, then it's just it's just going to be income. So you can see this last 12 months, $81,000. So last 12 months, I've been able to make $81,000 from my Airbnb, which isn't too shabby, which isn't too bad. So if you want to see the calendar here, this is all the bookings. I mean, July was booked nearly every single day. August, it was booked nearly every single day. June, it was booked nearly every single day. May, there wasn't really as many bookings. April, it was booked nearly every single day. So it's been pretty good. Airbnb, pretty good. The thing is, traders, just make sure you do it right. Right? Just make sure you guys do it right. Make sure you guys do it correctly. Guys, I'll be honest when I say I'm no Airbnb manager. I hire someone to do everything. I don't do anything whatsoever with my Airbnb. Nothing. I don't do one thing. And the reason why I don't do one thing is because, number one, I'm not there. And I don't want having people to call me 24/7. And I don't want to handle, again, angry people or this guy or that. I already got too much on my plate. I got way too much to handle. So the thing is, I hire a management company. They, again, hire security. They, again, go over management. They go over any issues. They, again, fix anything that needs to be fixed. They, again, send me, again, they keep me updated. And then I get a bill or I get my payment every single month, you know, right into my bank account. Then again, I usually take that and just pay off my mortgage. So it's basically just they do the work. I sit, you know, I bought the house. I took the risk. I have the mortgage. I pay them to handle it. Once they handle it, they send me again what's left. I take that money, pay off the mortgage, get a free house. If this just keeps going year after year after year after year after year after year, guess what? In the matter of X amount of years, you have a free house, you're making free money, you have appreciation. So, you know, that's basically what it comes on down to. ARP lesson, Deck, why is the SPY falling if you're expecting it to be able to move on up? I think right now, again, the SPY, I think today is going to be a consolidation day. I think the SPY is going to bounce right back up to where it started. I think the SPY is going to bounce right back up to the VWAP, to be honest. Again, I think it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the hype, or sell the news. I think, again, we're going to move on up. You need to remember this as well. If you're saying, why are we falling? We have spiked. Guys, how crazy is this? We fell 8%. We made back 8% in the matter of 2.5 weeks. So the thing is, the market fell $55 after hitting a brand new record high. The market spiked $55 to get back exactly where we started. And now again, we're sitting right next to record highs. So what's really happening is the S&P 500, why are we having a little red day? Well, we're right next to record highs and people are a little bit like, are we going to do this? Are we going to break it? You know, what's going on here? So that's what a lot of traders, you know, are kind of focused on at this moment, trying to figure out, you know, which way is going to be coming out here next. Awesome. Guys, well, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow's the day that, you know, is the day that we want to make the biggest profit of the week. Tomorrow's the day that Jerome Powell's speaking. So I cannot wait to see all you guys. If you guys are on YouTube, come on over to Tradecaster so you guys can join the action and join the fun tomorrow. You guys do not want to miss this. Traders, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on your gains this morning. Traders and ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on your profits. Congratulations on your trades. We had, again, 2 successful trades. Was able to make $500 in gains in an hour and a half of work. What gets better than this, baby? I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so happy with the profits that we were able to lock on in here and just keep this party going higher and higher, longer and longer, making these gains. That's what it's all about. And we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get tomorrow. I've been talking about it all week. I know, again, everyone on social media has, and things are about to get exciting. Guys, things are about to be broken. We got Jerome Powell coming on out. Get excited, get motivated, and ladies and gentlemen, Zach Hopper going live, kicking things on off tomorrow. Jerome Powell's speech tomorrow. Big profits on the way, 10 a.m. You better wake up early. You better be ready to go. You better be ready for these gains. Traders, as always, I'm here all day. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Other than that, I'll see you guys back here later on, or again, bright and early tomorrow morning. Let's see what the market gives us, but congrats on those gains, congrats on those profits, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Love you, team. Let's do it, traders. If you guys made some gains today, let me know. In 3, 2, 1. Ah!
You never answer. I try to talk, you keep on dancing. I can feel you on my skin, but am I only dancing with the wind?
Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
lock it on up.
When I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
You should be asking how to be successful. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.